Hey, everybody, welcome to Friday, episode 178 of Is This Thing Working? How's it going this Friday morning, Denise?
It is awesome. It is so awesome today. I love Fridays.
Yeah, me too.
You know, and it's not just because it's the end of the week, but we also do headlines and things that we missed during the week and kind of goofy things and stuff like that. You know, but we got a big show, needless to say.
We do. So let's get this thing rolling. One of the first things that we got to talk about this morning is the breaking news that Gateway Pundit brought out by the great Jim Hoft. And the headline reads, Senator Marshall officially launches investigation against Google for alleged election interference, accused of rigging search results to prioritize left-wing propaganda.
You know, this headline right here, and while we brought it out, we've been talking about censorship all week. You know, we've been talking about the censorship for 8 years.
At least that long. And that was my question when I read this, you know, the headline. I'm like, where you been? Where have we been? Why is it taking 8 years for you to officially launch it less than 100 days before the election?
And when you're when you're ready to, it's just what I find crazy right here, because yesterday Tennessee, they had their elections, and you know, Senator Marsha Blackburn won hers. Now it is election season, so you know, on the one hand, I could look at, hey, I'm pandering to my base. Look what I'm going to do to Google. But I do remember over the past few years that they have had Google, they have had Zuckerberg, they have had every one of these people inside their
Jack Dorsey,
you know,
everybody, man.
Doing, you know, their
investigation,
their oversight,
their oversight committee,
their oversight of
all. Got to do an
investigation.
investigation.
Yes, they knew about it already. We all knew about it. We've all watched it happen. You know, so I don't know what exactly this is.
Yeah, well, this is what Jim Hoft says. He says Kansas Senator Roger Marshall, a Republican, has announced an investigation into Google, accusing the woke tech giant of manipulating search results to suppress information regarding the recent assassination attempt on President Trump. Oh, okay, now we're going to talk about it. Over the weekend, users across various platforms reported that searches for terms related to the July 13th assassination attempt yielded no relevant autocomplete suggestions. Instead, the algorithm appeared to prioritize historical incidents involving other political figures such as Presidents Harry Truman and Ronald Reagan, along with unrelated events like the shooting of musician Bob Marley. Again, where y'all been? I mean, really, man, this has been going on, you know.
You know, and he says this raises serious questions about Google's intentions. Why is Google suppressing the search about the Trump assassination attempt? These are all screenshots from this morning. Has there been a dramatic increase in Truman biographers in the last 2 weeks? You know, and this particular thing, we as content creators look for information on browsers all the time. So what they're showing you here is true. It does happen, but not just about this assassination attempt. Every time you type in anything about President Trump, he's not there. You can type it on your text. You know how they give you the extra, names. No, it always comes up Bush, Obama, and Clinton, but they won't put Trump on there. And then when you put TR, they're going to give you some other name that isn't close to Trump.
Trains, whatever.
I mean,
and you're talking about on Apple.
Text.
Apple, on
it's everywhere.
iOS system, yeah.
It's everywhere. It's in your email. I looked at my emails this morning, and I have to go into the spam folder to find anything that's President Trump. Because I joined these packs. They send me information about what's going on, and they are in my
junk
spam folder.
Yep.
And so they've been doing this for years. You have to look in your spam folder. That is actually more your emails than your regular emails.
Hey, man, like I say, we just had to ask, where y'all been? Where y'all been?
Why now? It's election season, and I get that. But, this is a little bit too little too late.
We would like to welcome our new sponsor to Is This Thing Working? So help us welcome Cornbread Hemp. Their mission is to draw on Kentucky's 250-year legacy of growing hemp, as well as the state's unique climate and soil, to manufacture the highest quality cannabis products available in America. They proudly offer full-spectrum, USDA organic CBD products with up to 2 milligrams of THC per serving. Their plants are grown in what's known as the Bluegrass Basin, which produces the highest quality hemp alongside the best bourbon and fastest racehorses. Cornbread Hemp is one of the very few, if not only, CBD brands in America who exclusively use the hemp flower to create their CBD extract, called Flower Only CBD, and they want the world to know.
Please check out Cornbread Hemp by going to cornbreadhemp.com right now for a 30% off your initial purchase of any products on the website. Again, go to cornbreadhemp.com and use promo code ITTW for this special offer. Remember, you get 30% off, promo code ITTW. Thank you, everybody, for supporting our sponsors. We appreciate all of that. And we want to state, these are our opinions and our assertions. If you agree with us, please tell your friends and share the show.
Hey, and if you don't agree with us, tell your friends and share the show.
That's also correct.
I love the people that agree with me, but I love the people that disagree with me, man, because
I love a good
it brings
debate.
debate. It does. I love a good debate. Also, hey, man, stomp that like button. Please follow us. Subscribe wherever you see the name Is This Thing Working? And our podcast, it's available for download on all platforms like Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
Also, you can download that Rumble app so you can follow the show and you will receive instant notifications when we go live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So let's get on with the show here.
Let's go.
Welcome to Is This Thing Working? Bannon. Of course, we got to talk about first every single day at this point. He is a political prisoner and has 92 days left. And what we're going to get into for call to action today is, for the weekend, we have a few things we're going to go over. Remember everything that we did throughout the week. We're just going to point it out to you. What is your task and purpose over the weekend? As Steve would say, get out your number 2 pencil and write this down because it's a pretty long list.
We called you to action on Monday. Monday, we wanted everybody volunteer to help out. So just continue on volunteering and talk to other people about volunteering. And you can do so by going to www.talk.donaldjtrump.com/make-calls. And also join Believers for Trump at believers.donaldjtrump.com.
And we did the same call to action on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we called everybody the Army of the Awakened. And we are to get out and volunteer and get involved and become engaged.
That's our motto, too. You always hear us say it. Be informed and be engaged. Thursday, action, action, action. Call your senator, call your representatives, and gently remind them that please remember to call and leave voicemails to your congressmen who are on vacation to let them know that the J6 committee was not legitimately formed. Phone numbers to call them are 202-225-3121 for the Senate and 202-224-3121 for your House of Representatives. Give them a call.
That's it. And today's call of action is, of course, all of the above, but we're just going to add 2 things. When you call your congressman, pleasantly mention to them the SAVE Act. We need it to be in the spending bill. There are senators out there and representatives. Both are calling for this to be in there, and they're asking everybody to call your representatives. We need more people on board for this SAVE Act. This is going to save our elections. We've been talking about our elections over and over again, about how they are just not on the up and up. We all know this. And also, President Trump asked you to go to www.protectthevote.com and sign up there, too, to volunteer. Now, you can volunteer to be poll watchers, poll workers, and there are many other lists that they list for you. And we want to thank you so much for your help. I know this is long. I know this is a lot, but we have to be part of the grassroots. We have to do this. You don't have to do every one of them. Just pick one or two that you can squeeze into your busy day. We know everyone's busy and not everyone has the time to go out and spend a lot of time doing stuff. But you can make phone calls and you can call your congressman and your representatives and you can help out in that way, or donate $1 or $2 to some of these people that are out there, being on the ground. And that's what we need. And we want to thank everybody for all your help.
Let's keep right on moving then. We always do, Bannon. The next thing we talk about is President Trump. You've already mentioned him here. Biggest topic of what you can talk about President Trump right now is still July 13th assassination attempt. And yesterday, more news came out in the Secret Service hearings.
And what I want to know is, was this an inside job?
Why, sure.
And
sure
the Gateway Pundit points out, the great Jim Hoft, of course, they pointed out it was a setup. Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe, caught in another lie, was personally responsible for cuts in Security Division, responsible for threat assessments.
He goes on to write, it was a setup. What we learned yesterday, Acting Director Ronald Rowe said that all assets were approved for the Trump rally. But a whistleblower stepped forward and revealed that it was Rowe himself who cut those assets from President Trump's details. Senator Josh Hawley posted this on Rowe's role in the cuts to the Secret Service earlier today. He says, Josh Hawley says that whistleblower tells me Secret Service Acting Director Rowe personally directed cuts to the Secret Service agents who do the threat assessments for events. He said those agents were not present in Butler, and some of them had warned of security problems for months.
And Jesse Waters, he calls out Director Rowe on Thursday night. And we have a clip of this. Please listen to Jesse Waters from Thursday night.
The acting director of the Secret Service told Congress under oath that his agency didn't cut resources from Trump's detail.
If you're talking about Butler, Pennsylvania, all assets requested were approved. If you're talking about the media reporting of assets requested, there were times when assets were unavailable and not able to be filled, and those gaps were staffed with state and local law enforcement tactical assets.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
And lying to Congress is a felony. A Secret Service whistleblower is telling Senator Hawley that guy personally directed that Secret Service agents who do threat assessments at events be cut. The whistleblower says those agents should have been at Trump's Butler rally doing threat assessments, and they were cut by that Secret Service director, Ronald Rowe. Some of these Secret Service threat assessment agents had been warning about security problems for months leading up to the Butler rally, but were ignored. Why? If those agents were at the Butler rally, Crooks would have been in cuffs the second he was spotted with the rangefinder. Not only did Secret Service cut these special agents for Trump's Butler rally, the Secret Service hasn't even called the locals who were providing backup that day.
Secret Service has never talked to any of our people either before the rally that day or to this moment, has ever talked to us in regards to what our actions were that day. Secret Service has not talked to us at all about the incident.
You've not talked directly to the Secret Service, then Director Cheadle, Acting Director Ronald Rowe, they've not reached out to you, neither one of them?
None of them.
None of them. What's going on? It's an inside job.
It has to be.
That's the only logical conclusion you can come to.
I know. And, we don't like to be conspiracy theories. But, what else do you...
At this point, what else can you say? Exactly.
There's so many things out there right now. Bongino yesterday on his show had a video of the person running across the top of the roof. I mean, there is so much video out there of the fact that this was such a botched job that it could only be an inside job. I mean, there's so many questions still left out there.
Exactly.
But you keep catching these people in a lie. But what does that solve?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a felony, but what is going to happen? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing happens to people that actually are doing criminal things. Nothing happens to them except for President Trump, of course.
And here's another interesting thing about that, about you talk about the guy running across the roof, is James Copenhaver, who was injured in this. It's his video that they're showing. It was his video, him taking a video of President Trump standing there talking, and it's his video that you can see Crooks running across the roof.
Yeah, it's just amazing to me.
I mean,
and the thing about it is, the Secret Service has already been in the news back in January 6th. And there was breaking news last night about the Secret Service and their failures on January 6th. From Just the News, John Solomon broke this. He said the Secret Service developed intelligence that there was a high potential for violence before the January 6th Capitol riot, but failed to share that information with its agents guarding Donald Trump, Mike Pence, or Kamala Harris that fateful day. According to a bombshell report delivered to Congress on Thursday that exposed a fresh round of failures by the Presidential Protection Agency.
Yeah, it said that DHS Inspector General Joseph Kufari, his report was forced into the public by pressure from the House Administrative, from the Oversight Subcommittee Chairman Barry Loudermilk, and it confirmed earlier Just the News reporting, including that the Secret Service whisked Harris, then the Vice President-elect, within 20 feet of an undetected pipe bomb at the DNC headquarters in Washington because it failed to employ its normal explosive detection tools. It said they had not employed all its explosive detection tactics and measures for the security sweep, instead providing only K-9 teams at the DNC building that day. Afterward, the Secret Service did not report the building's evacuation as an unusual protective event as required by its policies, the Inspector General concluded. This report, obtained by Just the News, not only adds dramatic new details about security and intelligence failures on J6, but it offered powerful new evidence to the growing inquiry into how the Secret Service failed to detect the gunman who wounded President Trump on July 13th.
This goes back to things that we have said in the past. We have talked about the January 6th bombs, and we have looked at the videos, and I can remember back on episode 55, actually, where we brought to your attention the backpack guy. And we still have that question. No one has mentioned who the backpack guy was or is.
Exactly. He was able to just walk down the street and approach a Secret Service vehicle and walk around to the Metro Police cruiser and talk to him, all parked there. We've all seen the video. Who is the backpack guy?
And also, to bring it back to July 13th, what you just got through saying there, what happened on July 13th? That exact same thing happened.
We got a backpack guy.
Crooks has a backpack. He gets to walk around all over the place with a rangefinder, like Jesse reminded us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he gets to, and everyone sees him, and they don't do anything. It's the exact same thing. It's a parallel to what happened.
It seems
on January 6th.
Seems like a pattern.
It does seem like a pattern. So what's up with the backpack guys? I mean, everything has a backpack. Have you noticed? The Boston Marathon bomber, he had a backpack. The guy on January 6th, he had a backpack. The guy on January 13th, he had a backpack. So what's up with the backpack guys? And who do they work for? I'm wondering. Do you ever ask that question? Do you wonder?
Hey, are you looking for your next unforgettable experience? Discover and attend the hottest events in your area with Eventbrite. From concerts to conferences, festivals to fundraisers, Eventbrite has it all. With our easy-to-use platform, finding and purchasing tickets is a breeze. Plus, with personalized recommendations based on your interest, you'll never miss out on an event that's perfect for you. Whether you're a seasoned event goer or just looking for something new, Eventbrite connects you with experiences that create memories to last a lifetime. Download the app or visit their website today and start exploring your world with Eventbrite.
Please click that link below. We appreciate you supporting our sponsors. And we had some missed headlines this week that we want to go over because, hey, we do miss one or two here or there. But from the Gateway Pundit,
Biden regime officially recognizes Gonzalez, the victor, as a legitimate winner of the recently concluded Venezuela election due to election fraud.
From the great Jim Hoft. Can you believe this? I mean, this headline just amazes me. You know, I don't understand how that the Harris Biden administration can all of a sudden come out and just declare someone victor. I mean,
they know all about election fraud.
If that was the case,
yeah,
then maybe another country could have come out and said, "Hey, Donald Trump was a victor in 2020."
Yeah, and look at how absurd this is. It says Secretary of State Anthony Blinken announced Thursday that the Biden regime officially recognizes Edmundo Gonzalez as a legitimate winner of Venezuela's July 28th presidential election. This statement comes after widespread allegations of electoral fraud and manipulation by the Maduro regime. In a statement, Blinken commended the Venezuelan people for their resilience and participation in an election marred by significant challenges, they call it. Not election fraud, they call it significant challenges. Yeah. And he says, at least 12 million Venezuelans peacefully went to the polls and exercised one of their most powerful rights given to the people in any democracy, the right to vote. However, he condemned the National Electoral Council, which is widely viewed as a tool of Maduro's government, for its handling of the election results. Hey, wait a minute. And I got to say this right off the bat here. The irony of this is so thick, man, because just a couple of weeks ago, we see President Biden say that he's not going to run as a candidate for president of the United States. You see what I mean? And Kamala Harris just all of a sudden begins acting as though she's president. 14 million people voted for Joe Biden.
I know.
And nobody brings that up, but you bring this up. You bring this up and you go, oh, well, all those people went out and they voted. Well, 14 million people voted for Joe Biden. You know, and you've offered no explanation to those people as to why their vote got stolen.
And all of a sudden, they're supposed to vote for Harris in the election.
That's it.
I mean,
what I'm
I don't
talking
understand
about,
that
man.
either. Yeah, they did a coup.
Well, yeah.
Right there in front of everybody's eyes. And now they want to change their positions on elections when they help Brazil steal an election.
Yeah.
You know,
when probably they helped Maduro steal this election.
That's exactly
and they're
right.
gaslighting the hell out of everybody with this. That's exactly what I'm thinking, man.
I am too. I'm thinking this is noise. This is not signal, everyone, because they just want you to think better of them.
The signal in this right now to me is the fact that Joe Biden said he wasn't going to run. Kamala Harris all of a sudden begins acting like she's a president when she was not elected to be a president. And you want to come out and support, you know, your moral stand against election fraud when you just frauded 14 million people out of their vote.
Well, sure.
Because according to Nikki Haley from back in February, they already knew that it was going to be a woman candidate. They already knew that, and she said that.
Yes, she did. And also, they're defrauding all Americans right now by registering illegals like we've been talking about over and over and over. And we've been seeing from Mark Mitchell from Rasmussen that the percentages of illegals that are registered to vote that are voting in America is 9%.
Yeah. And like I talked about the survey that was conducted at an apartment complex, I think it was in the Houston area. They conducted a little survey in that apartment complex, and 14% of those were non-citizens who were registered to vote.
That have voted.
And have voted. That's right. 14%.
So the gaslighting that the Democrats do to you that say it is illegal for illegal immigrants to vote in the election. Well, they keep telling you that, but they're gaslighting you because they're doing it anyway. They're doing it in a roundabout way. Well, we're registering them, and if they get a ballot, then they just vote. We don't ask if they're citizen or not. That's wrong. But as we're talking about Kamala Harris and the things that she does and the chameleon that she turns into, and we've heard for 4 years now how she can't keep staff. I have an article here from the New York Post that reminds everybody how much of a bully Kamala Harris is, and that she berated staff, left them in tears after berating them with F-bombs, and an intern was told never to make eye contact.
Yep.
Now, what kind of person, what kind of leader would treat their staff that way, especially an intern that is really working hard?
The type of person who is immature, shallow, and power hungry. That's the type of person that would treat another human being that way.
Yeah, that is. I mean, so Kamala Harris, she's just not someone that we want to be a president.
Yeah.
And just because she's supposedly black and a woman doesn't make her have the qualifications and the stamina and the leadership skills to become president of this United States.
And
There's no way.
Plus, she only got her vice president position because she was a DEI hire, and Joe Biden said that. So that's the truth. Amongst all the gaslighting that we continue to get, one more thing about gaslighting. We've all sat here and watched the boxing match between a biological male in the Olympics and a female, and this biological male just pummels her, and within 46 seconds,
She's on the floor crying.
She gives up. She's done.
Because, you know, she knew if she knew if she went any further that she would be severely hurt. And so she stopped immediately. And
Yeah.
I have to respect that.
Yeah.
Because these Olympians, they work hard to get to this position. And then for her to have to come up against a man like that,
Well,
it devastated her so much.
And that's the point. She didn't train to go fight a man.
No.
She trained to fight another woman. But a biological male is who she ended up having to fight. And it's crazy. You know, you understand oversights. You understand, hey, a missed imperception. But this is what the Olympics committee, the people, have to say about what went on. Because apparently televising to the world a man beating up a woman is okay to these guys. What you done was televised worldwide abuse worldwide. I mean, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
Opinion.
Well, and to your point right there, they televise it. People get video of it. They spread it all the way around, and we get censorship once again when the Olympic committee and the bosses say, hey, we don't want that. It's copyrighted now. So all of a sudden, all of our videos are taken down. But then they want to come out. This article is from the National Pulse.
Here's the gaslighting. Yeah.
Here's where it is. They say Olympic bosses say male boxers beating up women are victims of aggression.
In true leftist form.
And I mean,
play the victim.
Just play the victim every single time. The International Olympic Committee claims male boxer Khalif of Algeria and Yu Ting of Taiwan are victims of aggression, as Elon Musk, J.K. Rowling, and many others criticize them for battering women in Paris. Well, they're battering women. They're beating up on women.
That's exactly what they're doing.
No man can sit there and watch that and not feel sick.
Well, and no real man would sit there and ever allow that excuse to fly past you, that these male boxers beating up women are victims of aggression.
And both of these men were previously disqualified from the World Championships by the International Boxing Association for failing sex chromosome and testosterone tests. If they were disqualified from the World Championships, what made the Olympics think that it was okay for them to box then? I don't understand that.
I don't know, man.
To me, this is just too woke. It's too woke for, I don't know who you're pandering to, but to put a woman and a man in the boxing ring together is just one of the reasons why I have not watched one moment of the Olympics. I will not watch a man beat a woman. I'm telling you, and people that come out there and say, oh, well, you should watch it because these people work real hard. Yeah, they work real hard to get beat up.
They worked real hard to train to box another woman. They didn't train to box another man. It's a crazy world we live in.
Is this thing working?
Rise up. Well, hey, everybody, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you've learned some things about what's going on around us in the nation and in your communities. We couldn't do this without your continued support either. We appreciate all of you showing up. taking the time to listen to us today. So please, like I say, make sure to hit the like button, share our show with all your friends. We'll see you next time on Is This Thing Working? And as always, I'm James, and that's my lovely co-host over there,
Denise,
and we'll see you next time.
we're out.